episode 3 we're on now.
Yes.
How exciting.
Well, you got a little stressed with the setup today.
Yeah, it always stresses me, the tech.
Yeah, you don't like it, do you? When you're not in control, you
Well,
get
no,
a
it's
bit...
not that I'm not in control. I just panic that something's gone wrong or I've forgotten something or the lighting's not
Is it
quite
because
right.
you're an American footballer as well?
I am today, look. Do you like it?
You like a good ramming.
Okay.
Well, all right,
Sure.
so here's a test.
What?
Where are the Rams from?
LA.
Good.
Only because I looked them up, Googled it.
Oh, good, because that would have been embarrassing.
Well, I Googled it because I thought people will ask. They'll say,
And
you're a
8.
fan of the year.
Is that the number of lovers you've had?
Yes. Maybe. I don't know. Let's not go there today.
In the first year?
Rude.
Sorry.
So I've got LA Rams orange shirt because I like a big t-shirt, as you know. And I used to have one of these years and years ago, way back.
Who was it? What team?
I don't remember. It was probably a fake one. It probably wasn't an actual.
I know, but what team was it?
I can't remember. I was like 12 or something. I'm talking a long time ago.
Was that before 14 and your glandular fever? And
yes.
Everything happened to Suzie when she was 14?
Not everything. So, you...
Yes, hello.
Husband.
You're steamy again.
I am really
Steamy
hot. It's under
windows.
these lights to make us look good. So when I was 14, yes, apparently everything I related...
Got a hole in my trousers.
Sorry about him.
Sorry.
Can you just pay attention
Didn't
for
know
one,
I was
3
poking
seconds?
out. Okay, back in the room.
Back in the room. I'm Mark Roberts. When I was 14, everything I seemed to say when we first met was, oh, that happened when I was 14 or 14 or 14. And so he thought it was really funny to tell my mum that I lost my virginity when I was 14.
She is from Essex. It's quite late for
Until
Essex. Sorry.
we had a 14-year-old daughter.
No more Essex jokes.
Until we had a 14-year-old daughter.
Then it changed.
And then it wasn't so funny.
No.
Anyway, so I've got LA Rams on because I Googled them to find out. We went to Camden Market, didn't we?
That is bonkers. I spoke to Joe was up at work yesterday and he went there with a family and he said he thinks it's like New York. It's just bonkers there. It's
but I don't
brilliantly
remember
bonkers.
it like that. I remember going in the late 80s.
But I remember the market being busy, but not everything else around it.
Yeah, but it's gone very artisan now, hasn't it? Like everywhere else. Back in the day, Camden was like really
it's still a bit
grungy. No,
it's still got
way
a few patches.
more grungy, and like there was a bit more open air. We didn't go to the open air. We went to the indoory bit.
Yeah.
And it's open air, but it's like shops, proper shops. I remember proper shops being there.
That weird place that me and Flynn, you didn't come into. Me and Flynn went back into that. The music was techno, maybe. It wasn't drum. I like drum and bass. It was like techno. It was so loud and it was really weird. Selling lots of neon. It was just bizarre.
And this was like a Sunday afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah. We went to that show. The show, darling.
The show, darling, at the Camden Roundhouse. It's so cultured. And so I'm wearing, just for the viewers at home who are listening, I'm wearing a navy blue Rams shirt. And you have got your favourite artist. Let's see.
David
Bowie.
with my David behind.
Yeah.
Take your protein pills and put your helmet on.
Okay, good.
That's my motto in
Is
life.
it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Always
We're talking
take
about
protein.
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 All right.
Sorry.
I'm an Arnie moment.
Protein.
Yeah, so we're sitting with our arms crossed today. Very, very, very...
Well, there was a lot of aggro with you getting very anxious about the whole...
Aggro's anxious. It's different. Aggro is different.
Starts with the same letter.
Anxious. I was very anxious because it's like Blair is on holiday.
Oh yeah, Baldy Blair.
And so...
Is he not allowed to have a holiday?
Not Baldy Blair.
Can you not mix it up?
No. And he's on holiday. And so I was slightly concerned that I wouldn't know what to do.
Well, you did it. You
I did
worked it out.
I did it.
A little late.
It doesn't matter.
plan.
People at home don't know.
I do.
I know you do.
Yeah,
But people at home
Virgo.
don't know.
Virgo.
Yeah, but we've changed the time. You've changed it. You've changed.
I've changed.
You've changed.
I've changed.
So one of the things you used to say, I remember, talking of expressions like that, when we used to go out for dinner, when we were young.
Courting.
Yes. And the waiter or waitress would come over and they'd say, is everything all right? Or they'd bring you something.
Oh yeah, you used to go on about this.
No,
All the
but
kids did as well.
It sounded just so like, thanks a lot. Did you say, was it that?
Well, I don't know.
No, but it was something like that. You're like, yeah, thanks a lot.
How's the food? Yeah, thanks a lot. No, I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I remember. And then when the kids got older, they used to take Mickey out of me.
You're allowed to say piss.
No, you can't. Urinate. They used to take the urination out of me. So I'm having my electrolytes. This isn't piss, by the way.
For the people at home who's drinking a little...
Yellow number.
Slightly yellow, all right, slurping noises.
My wet mouth.
Do we need to talk about your wet mouth?
My dentist told me I had a wet mouth. So it was very difficult to give me fillings.
Fillings.
Yeah, and the stuttering. But I... See, now it all comes
so
back.
I worry when I let you loose on a microphone and I can
But
see
I
inside.
do remember when I was like, I don't know, whatever, 17, 18. And I think I was snogging a girl.
It's very late developer.
But I was on top, snogging, relying on the grass, something. And I wasn't very
you like
aware.
dribbling on
Yeah,
her.
well, I had to keep swallowing. I had to keep swallowing because of my salivation.
Oh, God.
Well, I've got a wet mouth. It's a clinical thing.
I know that dentist actually told you that.
Yeah. But it means I break down carbohydrates quicker.
Okay. You're gonna get
Pressure point
now.
nutritionist.
Pressure point nutritionist. That's yeah. Well, I don't. I've had to.
You've got a dry mouth.
I can't spit. I can't like.
You've got a tongue tie.
Jesus, it's all right.
Well, you were talking about it. You can't do my party trick.
What's your party trick? You got to talk. You got to describe it.
Right.
People can't see.
Oh no, I don't have to describe it because they will know exactly what.
Not
this is
everybody
from the
can
noise.
see you.
They don't have to. They will know from this noise.
Okay, go on.
Ready?
Here we go.
Tell me what I'm doing at home. It's like what was that art show when we were kids? And they used to play the music in the background, and they used to show all the art. Yeah, exactly.
Tony Hart. You have to speak. Shall I speak? I'll just.
Well, no.
He's doing an action. Hold on a second. He's very proud of himself.
That's very good.
It's very clever. Can anyone else do that at home?
No, and I could put old 50p's up my nose.
So massive ones.
I've got big holes.
God, you're just really selling yourself to me today. I'm thinking.
Thank you.
You've got a wet, dribbly mouth. You dribbled over a girl snogging her. You can put 50p's up your nostrils.
Yeah.
And you can make a sound that I want everybody to write in. Send it on a postcard.
That's so obvious what it was.
Well, who knows? Nobody, I know what it is.
Because it's so skilled.
Because you've done it a million times.
And you're still steamy. It's only your left eye. Is that your left?
Because I'm near you.
Yeah.
Making me really...
It's because you got your ram stop on.
Warm. Yes, I've got polyester sort of... I don't know how they play... Do they actually play in these tops, do you think? Or is this just like a fan top?
Yeah, I think they're pretty similar to what they play in.
That'd just be disgusting. They must absolutely honk.
Yeah, but like all these pros now, they never wear them more than one game, and then they get either given away for charity or given to fans.
Sweaty.
Yeah, but some fans like that. You can buy Japanese knickers, can't you?
Japanese knickers. No, Japanese men buy used knickers. Well, I don't necessarily have to be Japanese knickers. I don't think they're really that fancy.
No, they are, because they're in arcades. Not arcades, what are they called?
Vending machines.
That's the word. In Japan. So if you can buy used knickers, some people will get turned on by used sweaty tops.
Or wet mouths.
So you found me
and
very
big
attractive.
holes in places.
Anyway.
Yes, anyway, we're having such a lovely time. So you were talking about protein and you being able to download, I was going to say, break down carbohydrates. I read, right, I think everybody's the same, either on social media, everything, there's constant changing information. So it's not going to get technical. I just want to get a bit of an opinion of...
Yeah, but where's that constant... It's like...
No, but like nutrition, it's like one day you can drink red wine, next day you can have butter, next day you can't have this, one day you can have this, one day you can't have that. And I know like stuff changes and evolves and, research is done and new things come to light. Like back in the old days, they thought smoking was good for you and things like that. So just a bit of your... What do we do? The people, the ordinary people of the world.
What, who aren't addicted to exercise like me?
Well, not necessarily addicted to exercise, but just like general health, just like not get so caught up in the whole, have I had 2 grams more?
Yeah. No, I think counting calories is the most unpleasant, unhealthy thing you can possibly do. I mean, we obviously having teenage kids, we've got one kid
who's like you,
who's like me, who just wants to get bigger, eat protein and train. And then, they get so much pressure from social media and so much shit is out there.
Yeah.
But it is kind of common sense. Now, I know we've had this argument. Law of thermodynamics, not getting too much in, but calories in, calories out. Now, things do change during menopause. The way in which you process and the way in which you digest your sugars change a little bit. So that's why during menopause, women should be weight training, so that we actually utilise those sugars more rather than just beasting themselves in moderate intensity. So summary is,
It was just to get an
but
overview.
it's common sense. Everyone knows if you eat processed food or if you eat cakes and sweets too much,
Yeah.
then it's not healthy. Let's forget about weight at the moment. Let's talk about health,
General
well-being,
health. That's
energy
what I'm
levels.
concerned with right now.
I still think if you start your day with some protein, lots of fluids, daylight, that's a key factor.
Well, we had this the other day, didn't I? I've had it twice recently, which...
Yeah, but you started your day with carbohydrates, didn't you? Or nothing.
Well, I had a bit of protein. It was a pancake, protein powder in it, but it wasn't... And I'd had it... No, I know, that day was a bagel. Yes, you're right. But then some days... and that was really early in the morning. If I leave it too long... Because I have this weird thing where I forget to eat sometimes. I know that is completely...
Doesn't put herself first. Told her.
Yeah, but...
I've got to look after the kids.
Yeah, but it's no good if you're
it's
useless.
not even that. It's sometimes...
Oh, gone gay again. Sorry.
He's just crossed his legs. It's not gay. It's just slightly...
Feminine. I was wearing a check shirt. I looked broke. What's it called? Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, a proper lumberjack. Yeah. Lumberjack, Brokeback Mountain. Anyway, yeah. So I think for me, it was like I had started really early in the morning. But sometimes I could be here, no one's here, and I still forget to eat. I'm doing stuff, and then suddenly, oh my god, it's like 3:00, and I haven't had lunch. And it's not. But then we were out. I think when I'm here, I forget, and it's okay because obviously I'm not going to pass out because I'm in the house.
And when you're not doing anything in the sense of activity.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm moving around the house a bit, but I'm either sitting, doing boring stuff.
What are you doing with your thumb? Just your
That's
thumb work?
what you do. That's what you do. And I literally had a weird, like, proper dizzy spell, but it happened when we took Amber up to uni as well. Same thing. I'd had cheese and Marmite in Starbucks because that was just my thing. And I've never had one.
But you need to change your thing.
No, I know, exactly.
So
but that was a
going back
big
to your
sign for me to go, right, sort it out.
Without getting nerdy, I do think for most people, as an experiment, not to wear all the time, obviously, unless they're diabetic, but the CGMs, those constant glucose monitors, and the Zoe's getting loads of press and making loads of money, but you can buy them online, free Libre and all sorts of stuff. And it's really interesting to see how you and I would have exactly the same quantity of food, type of food, and have a totally different response in terms of blood sugar.
Yeah, and that's
now, blood sugar is the key to inflammation. If your blood sugar levels are high, your inflammation markers are up, everything's going to feel a bit mood, all sorts of things. So if you can control your blood sugar levels, and the best way of doing that is introducing protein into your food as well, because it slows down the release of sugars.
So I'm not a big meat eater either, am I? So
only occasionally.
Definitely not pork.
It's not pork. Beef.
Chipolata.
100% organic.
Chipolata.
Excuse me.
It's the thing. So I'm not going to know. This isn't going to be like nutritional health fitness, but this is obviously what you do. This is your thing, and so it's really interesting for you to. It is overview. I think health is the key factor. You know, weight obviously it comes into it, but health, people's general health and well-being is really important. And you've been involved in longevity and all those sort of things, and lots of studies, all that sort of stuff. And that's for me. People get to a point. I think when you get to a certain age, you sort of go. Actually, it's about self-preservation. That's how I look at it.
So the two biggest markers in terms of studied markers are VO2, so your fitness score, and muscle mass. So, and the best way of measuring that is things like grip strength. Obviously, you can go and see a professional that will look at, anthropometric and body
I was
fat
getting all
and so on.
technical now, people, showing off, using big words.
I know, it's the only one I know.
Can you spell it?
No, it's like onomatopoeic.
Anthropometric. Plop.
But for me, it's about, you've got to find things that people like. See, I cannot get you to do low-level aerobic stuff. I won't do it.
It's not, I just find it so boring.
It's because you haven't found something you like.
Okay. And then I maybe need to... I'm going dancing on Saturday.
Brilliant.
That's not... It is low-level-ish.
It is. It will be on your heart rate thing. It'll be blues and greens. You might hit a yellow when you get freaky and you do your
that's the only
slut drop.
That's just normal. Do those daily, surely. I don't know. I'm stroking my hair.
But yeah, you don't. So, but that for me, I mean, I do get it because walking our dog, especially the greyhound, who I think is going blind.
Oh yeah.
Keep it down.
But he's got a vet's appointment.
Veterinarians, it's called. The veterinarians.
He's very scared of vets.
I was telling Kate the other day, Nobby, her dog. I said the pedigree name for Nobby is Sir Nobalot, which she quite liked.
Sir Nobalot. Okay.
Nobby, the French bulldog.
Do you have that, Dave? Lots of people have that, and I'm digressing, obviously, off the nutrition thing, but we'll come back to that. But I think a lot of people start with a name for their dog, don't they? and then it gets like extended. What's it like your kids
What,
as
the
well?
pedigree thing? Or you mean just their
No,
nicknames?
but like if you're
so
like our
Zigatita
dog
von
was called
Stita,
Fidget, and she was
Fidgetita von Stita of the night
Yeah,
and
I
of
mean
the
they
day.
just have like
That's
a million
full
different
pedigree
names.
name. What's Ziggy's? Ziggy Pen in the arse?
Hello, Z.
She's fast asleep.
She's over there today. You might actually see her on camera. She's sneaked behind us. Yogi's ignoring us today. He's totally disinterested.
He bumped into me again on the walk, and he bumped into Caroline. Didn't see
I
him.
think it's really bad because I went across to him the other day on the sofa yesterday,
And he freaked out.
and he just.
Are you sure it wasn't just?
No, he didn't see me, or I bent down or something, and he like moved his head and didn't see me there, and I was right in front of him. So we're going to go take him to the vets. Hopefully it's. I mean, he has been on insulin, so this other thing. He's been on insulin twice a day, so.
He's diabetic.
It is.
So that does have a direct link to cataracts and
eyesight
and blood flow and all sorts, but he's 10, so he's doing all right. He's happy.
He's a very happy boy, as long as he's left alone and not annoyed by the other thing.
He doesn't like noise, does he?
Doesn't like noise, so you used to come in from work, didn't
so
you?
now, as everyone would now have to give that a label, so he'd be ADHD. You know,
because he's got diabetes? Well, how does that bloody work?
The noise thing. Doesn't like noise, doesn't like being around. So everyone loves to have a label.
No, but
why can't you just say he doesn't like noise?
He could just be old people don't like noise. Your hearing changes as you get older, doesn't it?
Well, in theory, it gets worse.
Yeah,
so
but then certain noise frequencies really annoy me.
You don't like my call for him, do you?
That is just certain frequencies and like cutlery and plates crashing about in the dishwasher.
In the dishwasher?
Or like being taken out of the dishwasher and put away. I'm like, it's just certain sounds like nails down a chalkboard for some people.
Jaws, good film. What? Oh, please tell me you know that scene.
Sorry, I just literally was on
the chalkboard to get everyone's attention.
Yes.
What was the name of the actor? He was very good.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
Answers on a postcard again, please. Thank you. To Not Another Couple's Podcast.
Thank you.
We've got the name right now. I think
you have.
It. Go on then.
Well, you just said it. Even with my memory.
Say it.
Not.
Can't say it.
Yeah.
It's a tongue twister. On purpose. With your wet mouth. And maybe it's your wet mouth.
I have to swallow a lot. So to do a long sentence, I have to swallow.
Do you need like one of those? You just need one of those dentist tubes.
But I was thinking they almost need like one of those industrial tubes, the ones that they clean the drains out on the road. Just when I'm in the dentist. Sorry, that's wrong. When I'm in the dentist, she's like, "Blimey, it's a lot."
You're just very salivary.
Very wet.
Very wet.
Very wet. So yes, nutrition. It is a huge subject, and there is so much rubbish out there, and everyone. It's a bit like, as I saw your friend today. She's just had her ACL stuff. There's so much confusing information on everything, and everything, and even you know when I'm injured, I get confused. When I'm giving advice to someone, I'm brilliant, but when it's me, I'm like, oh, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that?
Yeah, because you overthink it, I think, with your own body, especially if you have knowledge. Knowledge is brilliant, but also knowledge can be annoying.
A hindrance,
not a help. But I think for you as well, you really... I've noticed, obviously, going through menopause is a pain, and my body is just very different to how it used to respond or react to different things, and that's really frustrating. You also, as a man...
Hi.
I mean, for you specifically, because obviously you're still competing in a lot of sports and you want to perform well in sports, and that's not saying I don't, but you've had some injuries in the summer which really messed.
Yeah, I mean, it is. There's a crossover between health and well-being and longevity and performance, and I'm not talking about. It could be whatever performance. It could be trying to do a 5K, a 10K. A half marathon, whatever it is for that person, but you're always trying to push it to see how much you can actually cope with. And yes, Achilles and.
But do you think that's because we both did quite a lot of sport when we were younger, and our bodies are a little bit more broken?
No, I'd say actually, luckily, I'm pretty good. When I see some of my clients who are 50, they have got degenerative problems.
But is that because they've not done anything? They've been inactive. Like there's extremes, isn't there?
Yeah, I would say sometimes it's related, can be genetic, but sometimes it's just, especially if it's lower limb, because they're very heavy, they put a lot of force to it, and they don't have the muscular support to protect them. Just
butting in here, if you hear this noise in the background, Blair may be able to cancel it out, I'm not sure, but it's like a road sweeper or something going past our house. It sounds like a very big hoover.
It might be a big hoover.
Maybe it is.
Our neighbours, she loves to clean, doesn't she? So maybe she's hoovering the pavement.
Oh, Ra.
No, well, Ra loves to clean as well.
Yes, she loves to clean. She loves to clean. She
That must be
irons
tough
socks.
for her. With two
Irons
kids.
socks.
Two kids, does she?
Yeah.
Who was it ironed my pants once? Your
My
mum?
mother, probably. My mother loves to iron too. Anything that's not pinned down.
Yeah.
Which all my friends thought was brilliant, but actually...
Yeah, but you see... Oh, this is another can of worms.
Let's just not open that can of worms, people.
Yeah.
Love my mum.
So, yes, the nutrition. Who would I recommend to listen to? There is one guy who's American.
We're not recommending any other podcasts. They only have to listen to ours.
It's not really a podcast. It's more...
But for me, I think also you've just explained it right. You know, not everybody's the same. So the advice that is suitable for men is not necessarily suitable for women. Age can come into it.
There are, I mean, the calories,
body type.
The calories
so
in, calories out, and everyone, you know, if you look at, there was a documentary a long time ago on, was it Panorama? And they had a businessman who sat on his bum all day, meetings, 8 hours a day, and then did 1 hour of high intensity exercise, like gym, equivalent of Barry's or whatever it was. And then there was a waitress who didn't do any exercise but was on her feet all day. Her calorific expenditure during the day was far higher than his. So I could get all nerdy, but the non-exercise activity level, so the stuff you just do, walking
like hoovering,
around,
take the dog for a walk,
just moving about, is absolutely huge. Because, you know, even if you do a beast of a session of 800,000 calories, which is huge, you could, if you're not doing anything else and you're eating a relatively normal, healthy diet, you could still be consuming more than you're expending. So just doing stuff.
Just move, people.
But yeah.
Should we do this podcast moving? Maybe we need to sort that out. We'll do it.
I quite like sitting.
Do you?
Well, just for this, because I'm not very good. I've already been out for an hour.
You have.
I've been dogging already.
Yeah.
We're near Ham Woods.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just bring it back to the highbrow conversation level that we're used to on this podcast.
So it was during COVID.
It's called lockdown.
That was it.
Yeah.
And we weren't allowed to go. Was Richmond Park closed? I can't remember why we were going to Ham. Why was I walking along the river to Ham? But I met some very nice friends.
So further along between us and
Richmond
Russell is a little place called Ham. Lots of very exciting, famous people live there apparently. But there's like some open ground and it's renowned for cruising. That's what it's called.
What's the difference between cruising and dogging? You need a car.
Dogging is in the car, but dogging doesn't, could be any sexuality. Cruising is specifically gay cruising. And because you were walking with your two dogs and your gaydar is rubbish. Do you think it's got a bit better? But no, it's still pretty rubbish. And so you were walking along and you were approached by, not spoken to you, but...
No, just given the look. And I thought, he's very friendly.
Very friendly men all around
Shaved
here.
head with
there's all sorts goes on
cut off denim shorts.
There's all sorts. There's literally naked orgies going on in the middle of the woods.
In winter?
I don't know what time of year, but yes, there's certain
today,
areas. It's very famous.
When I walked the dogs today, there was, the YMCA and there's that ramp down into the water.
Yes, we're near the River Thames, people.
And then there was a barge tied up, big barge, but it wasn't his because I then saw this guy. There was a guy in the water swimming against the current. It's quite high river, really high river at the moment. Against the current, it was like a doggy paddle butterfly. It was really weird, hardly moving.
Was he a seahorse?
I don't know what he was doing, but he just looked wrong. And he was doing it on his own. He was quite close to the bank. And then I saw his bike. So he's one, there's a group of people that go cold water swimming.
Wild swimming, whatever.
He was on his own, and I thought he was drowning. So I stopped, and he turned to me, he goes, "You all right?" Quite aggressively. I went, "Yeah, you all right? Yeah, what's it look like?" I said, "It looks like you're drowning." And then he got really pissed off with me. "I'm not drowning, I'm swimming." Oh, okay. At which point, Ziggy was trying to get to him at the bank. So I just walked off. But some people are quite strange.
But I mean, I would not want to swim in the river.
Well, every time our kids have been in it, paddleboarding, whatever, they've come back with a cold and a bug.
Amber got violently ill.
Yeah, but she was going underwater a lot, wasn't she? When they were jumping off the bridge.
Yeah, but she was with loads of other people. And
does that make a difference?
Meaning there were lots of other kids. She was with 3 other friends. None of them got ill. And I know she's probably a bit more crazy than the 3 people she was with. As in,
because the others weren't jumping in, were they?
So she was jumping in. It was during her GCSEs. She jumped in the river. It was a really hot day. In between exams, they had about 3 or 4 days. The whole of the GCSE crew of where we live were jumping in the river. And she was so ill. I've never seen anyone as violently ill.
Yeah, she got a proper bug.
And so I had to email the school because she had a chemistry paper 2 on the Monday morning. I think she'd gone in the river on the Friday, the whole of Saturday, Friday night, Saturday and Sunday morning. She still couldn't leave the bathroom. And I remember emailing the school, like, what the hell do we do? And they said, you need to get
Who is it? Is it you got a really violent vomit? Is it Amber or Flynn?
Me and Amber.
Yes. You just don't like throwing up, do you? No, it's Flynn. It's Flynn and you.
So me and Flynn. So Flynn
it sounds like The Exorcist.
He, like me, hate...
You hate vomiting.
This. I'd literally rather feel...
and then nothing actually happens.
You don't need the noises. It's like I'm giving birth, honestly.
And then nothing comes up. I'm like, just make yourself sick. Don't be ridiculous.
Oh no, I'd literally rather feel sick for like 24 hours than be sick.
Really?
Yes. Once I've been sick, then it's fine. But it's just that initial, just so horrible. I can't.
But aren't you thinking? Obviously, it's horrible during it. Flynn likes it because he gets.
I don't think rationally.
You get an ab cut from it.
No, he doesn't think like that. He just completely hates it.
But if I'm feeling sick and I think, I'm going to be sick. Let's get on with it.
Yeah, but you're weird.
No,
you've got a wet mouth. It just falls out.
Lubricated.
Your big holes. Just falls out your big holes.
But yeah, I forgot about your loud sick.
Honestly, it's like burst blood vessels in my eyes because it's
burst blood vessel, bad manners. Very good.
Okay.
Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good.
I do.
I think he's still alive.
No.
I reckon his blood pressure was high.
No way. He was almost dead in the 80s, let alone now. So let's talk music. David Bowie.
Where'd that come from?
Well, we were talking about music.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what was your first love of David Bowie? What made you love him forever?
How did I come across... Oh, it's the usual thing. School. Sixth former, who I looked up to. He got me into the Smiths, some really weird stuff. Killing Joke.
So behind me here, for people who are watching videos, there's a whole vinyl collaboration of stuff.
I'm sure I lost some of my old stuff.
And we went through your stuff sometimes, and
jazz, soul, funk, fusion
is your style mainly. But there's also just some random, like, one-hit wonder, grungy, when you thought you were like really cool.
I was
back in the mid-80s.
Avant-garde.
You know, like I'm at private school and I'm just listening to really cool music.
Yeah. So I think I was introduced to David Bowie then, and I just liked his zaniness. And also, when you listen to an album and it kind of, after 2 tracks of it, you're like, it all sounds the same.
Mm-hmm. His
music can be on an album, a bit like Stevie Wonder, all completely different. So it's like but it's like a bit of a journey, and his lyrics, the way he wrote lyrics and all of that were just brilliant.
But I think that's also a time thing. I mean, obviously there's some really shit music back in the day, but...
Yeah, but now I'm in love with drum and bass.
Yeah, but that's not shit music. That's just a different style of music. I think for me, music, like, if I like it, it has to evoke some sort of emotion, whether, it's like funny, laugh, sad, there's some emotion, whereas Coldplay just like flatlines.
You like one Coldplay song?
Only because it was about her losing her dad. And I
think maybe you need to listen to the other songs and get involved.
It just gives me the ick and makes me flatline. Doesn't evoke any emotion, just makes me want to punch someone. But you've made your mind
up before the music started, because you hear Coldplay and you go,
I won't like this. I won't like this. It's the same with you with ABBA. So it's the same thing. ABBA you hate because it's just...
It just gets played everywhere. White people that can't dance.
Yeah, but then I think what I was about to say was about music was when we listened to music, we were in the 80s, 90s, and you had obviously cassette tapes, radio, CDs when they came in were I remember the first CD we had, I think, at home. Remember one of those big stack hi-fi things that my dad
his used to be able to stack and change the CDs, didn't it?
No, as in, like, you'd have the vinyl player on the top, then you'd have a radio, then you'd have the double cassette, and then a CD at the bottom.
But you used to be able to get... Oh, that was it. It was like a big vinyl player, but you'd have like maybe 3 or 4 CDs, and it could rotate which one it played.
I think that's just posh people had that.
Very posh.
I think common people like me didn't have
Or
those.
I'd get my servant to change the music.
About that. Mm-hmm. In the car, obviously you had a changeable CD, not in your car, but in my car.
You had a telephone in it. Talk about being posh.
I was not posh. That was purely my paranoid mother from safety point of view. Once I could drive.
Yeah, but by then you'd done everything, so there was nothing to worry about everything.
But driving, she didn't want me alone in the car somewhere. But then people used to break into cars to steal. You used to take the stereos off the front.
Did I tell you a story when I was in France? My
Is this
Peugeot.
relevant?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I was in France, I'd taken my Peugeot out there.
Like
They broke into my car, took all my cassettes, fixed it up, put some cardboard on the frame, or I couldn't afford anything else at the time, and then they broke back in and put one of the cassettes back in because they didn't like it.
What was it?
Oh, I think it was Supertramp.
Ooh.
Bit of an old classic. They didn't like Supertramp.
Ooh. Were they French?
Oh, I was going to say something not very PC. I think they were from another country living in France.
Okay, but I was going
at
to
the time.
French.
The problem was it was during the Iran. Yeah, when was it? Yeah, it was during the Iran conflict, and obviously Britain had gone in, and I had English number plates, and just targeted my car.
But I think
wrecked.
the French don't. This is a blanket statement, but don't have great music.
It's got better, but they do listen to a lot of English.
Yeah, but the French.
But they did have MC Solar.
MC
Solar. Serge Gainsbourg.
Yeah, that's it.
Serge Gainsbourg was the famous one that tried to snog Grace Jones in the interview and got a proper slapping.
Yeah, good.
And then I saw Grace Jones naked. Do you remember she came in for a
Dude,
massage?
this is just too much information coming at me, right?
She came in for a massage.
I know all this,
and
but
walked along the corridor completely butt naked, not a pube in sight. She must have been 50 then. Of course I was.
How old were you?
It was when I ran the Grosvenor House place.
So 30? No, late 20s.
2000s, wasn't it? Oh, it was during 9/11. Because remember we were there and everyone thought the American embassy next door was then going to get bombed.
So that was late 90s then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Probably,
so she must have been 50 then. She's 70 now, isn't she? I mean, amazing physique. But she just walked along the corridor, 20 metres, no towel, straight to the massage room. I said, towel? She goes, no, I'm all right. Okay. And then had a massage.
Good for her. Well, she loves it. It's amazing physique.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
Good for her.
And then asked if she could swim naked as well in the pool, which would have excited. Well, actually, back then, most of the clientele of the Grosvenor House were old.
I used to go
racist,
in there. I used to go in there, and you know how I think most men, heterosexual men anyway, have a fantasy of women's changing rooms, thinking it's literally like
you
a
had
porn
to go
film.
and fluff someone, didn't you?
You didn't have to go and fluff someone.
What did you do?
No, I had this sort of people go, oh yeah, but women's changing room, but everybody's like walking around just posing about like Baywatch or something.
Yes.
It's like, no, seriously, especially there, the clientele were average age. I was going to say well over 70, but again, a bit like Grace Jones. Maybe it was a thing. They just all like walk around naked, and there's nothing wrong with that, except when they have a shower and then they sit to dry their hair or do their makeup, or if they're completely starkers. Luckily, they put a towel down because that would be.
Oh.
And they do the makeup, and you're just sitting there going, okay, that's fine, but I don't really want to look at your saggy baggy
that
bits
thing
hanging
we
out.
clicked on, I think it was on Gogglebox, but Ryland's doing naked. What was it? It's basically like Naked Love Island.
Basically, yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
But so sexist alert. They obviously the blokes are sitting there with their old
schlongs out,
veg and whatever hanging out, but they never showed the girls' bits. Did you remember that?
Yes, I do. But didn't they show the girls' boobs? But they didn't show the.
Yes, no downstairs section.
Maybe. Well, showing blokes' nipples is not really that.
Bloke sitting down with his last turkey in the shop hanging out. It's not a great shot, and no one had pubic hair.
Yeah, but see, I've seen
no one had pubic hair.
Okay.
But don't you find that a little bit?
Well, it is weird for our age group, I think. But that's a weird thing for our kids' age group, like, you know, the sort of teens upwards. Don't say anything.
But
no,
no, it's not that.
Don't
it's
say
not
anything
that.
about our children.
I thought pubic hair was there.
We're there?
No, like when you were having sex, the pubic hair was to stop friction, so you could go faster. So now, if they've got
Who taught you that?
I don't know.
Was that private school again? Someone taught you that?
Could be feet and foreskin. There was a housemaster. He used to tell their kid. He was strange. He used to tell their kids to. He'd come in the showers. His kid into the shower boarding school. Feet and foreskin, boys. I had to clean their feet and foreskin.
What if you didn't have a foreskin?
Yeah, Damien doesn't have a foreskin.
Yeah.
And he's still like he used to have bacon sarnies. But so that's why I thought pubic hair was invented. because it was invented to stop friction.
Like Einstein didn't go, yes, let's create pubic hair.
Einstein?
Well,
God.
like invented.
God.
You sound like it's an invention of a scientist somewhere when you say invented.
God.
Do we? Let's not go down the religious route. That's just.
And the Japanese have straight pubic hair because we've had it from the horse's mouth.
Why are you slapping your thigh?
Because it's a fact. Any facts from now on, I will slap my thigh.
Slap my thigh. Okay, Luzuki's not impressed. She's like, please stop talking about rude things on this podcast.
Sorry.
Okay. Pubic hair. Nice. But yeah, I think our age group, it's less because we grew up in
just more.
We know it's less common, should we say, for a full bareback backsack and crack done.
It's when your pubes get longer than your willy. That's when you're in trouble. Or more bushy.
Okay. Has that happened yet?
No, I have to trim now.
Okay. That's good. I think that's what happens though. You lose hair off your head, don't you? And it just goes in places you don't necessarily want it. Ears, nose.
It's like
chin.
the Turkish barbers when they wax everything.
Bit of a chin thing going on. You have to like tweeze the chin hairs occasionally.
You do?
Yeah.
So you'd have a full beard?
I would, literally.
Would you?
Be like the bearded lady in.
I'm quite hairy now. Whereas at school, my nickname was Pubulus.
Because you were a very late developer, apparently, according to you.
Mentally. I was.
Well, still haven't developed mentally to the full age you are now, really.
Occasionally I can be mature.
When
I first meet people, when I'm aloof.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I think when you're let loose on a microphone now and out and about with people that you're... I don't know, it's just... Sometimes we both do this. We forget where we are. And that's fine. And I quite like that. I quite like the fact that we don't have to pretend to be someone else in front of, say, we're at school.
Yes, but I've
with
always...
our kids. But it's different for you because you went to that school.
No, but I've always liked the shock thing. I think I've always rebelled against
normality. No, but we don't like
normality.
conforming. We don't like conforming all the
That's
time.
The word.
So we don't like conforming to what people's expectations of us should be. So now we're in our 50s, we should be doing this because we're in our 50s. No. Do what you want.
Anything?
Well, as long as you're not really upsetting other people.
Yes, true.
Or doing something dangerous.
Our rules, isn't it?
Be nice, be kind, be respectful. Respect is a big thing of mine.
I was told that my beliefs were basically, I am, was it a Christian or... Who was it that became a born-again Christian? So my views are you treat people how you want to be treated yourself. And then someone said, well, that you're therefore a Christian. It wasn't a Christian, born again. No, I don't know. One of the religions. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but one of the religions, that is part of the religious ethos, if you like. But the whole difference between... agree what they're saying, but we don't have to believe that someone has told us to be like that. We just want to be like that ourselves. There's no higher being saying... And
don't drop litter.
This is what you got to be.
That would be my 10 commandments.
Spitting, litter...
I do spit when I run.
Yeah, but out doing sport is different. Mouth. When people are just walking along and they're right... that's disgusting.
Suzie.
That is just disgusting.
You were brought up in that county, weren't you? They did a lot.
Stop it. You're going to alienate lovely people from Essex who are very nice... And you are just being Essexist.
Good word.
Yes, that is a word. Thank you.
Will that be your 10 commandments? So, treat people how you want to be treated yourself. No spitting. What else did you have? We're on 2.
Litter.
No littering.
And respect. Just be respectful. So all that respect covers all those things.
Yeah, that's a bit vague.
Well, it's not. But if you're respectful, you don't chuck stuff on the floor.
One. Oh, I see.
You don't spit on the floor in front of people because it's just disgusting and rude.
What about...
And you're kind to people because you're respectful of that person.
You've got to have other rules than 4. You've come up with 4.
Oh, I've got millions of rules. We could be here all day. But they're just the key ones that cover pretty much all the things.
No farting in a closed environment.
Again, respect. Mm-hmm. It all comes down to respect. Our son was rude to me last night, getting a bit not rude, but he was getting above his station.
Holding the door open for people.
Where does that come from? Respect.
No,
it's all respect.
I learnt this, above his station, above his station.
Above his station.
Is
it to do with military? Most of these things come from military or naval, don't they? Stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything to do with the tube.
No, I don't think it's just like...
Standing above
Waterloo
a station.
or anything. It's above your station, where you've been stationed, and you think, stationed. I don't know. Answer on a postcard. Let us know. We're going to Google it. We'll talk about it.
It's like chunder, where the word chunder came from.
Go on,
it was the guy in the crow's nest shouting when he was feeling sick, getting tossed around from the sea, he'd shout out, "Watch under," and they'd hear it down on the deck.
They wouldn't
as
need
chunder.
that if I was up there. They'd just hear me.
But nothing would come out.
No.
Oh, no.
But I'd make the noise, and then they'd be going, "What's that? What's that? It's a crow."
You put your back out throwing up once. Sorry.
Honestly.
Right. Well,
on that note,
episode 3.
Episode 3 on another.
Is it 3?
Couples, yeah, we're on 3 now.
Christ, we're experts.
What are you doing?
Breakdancing.
He's doing a little bit of breakdancing.
When you've got it, you've got it. It's like a sitting worm.
Maybe one day, we could have the rope dance. Could make an appearance.
I need a lot of room. A lot of room.
A lot of room.
Still got a manly voice. Well, I wasn't well last week.
You were not well last week. Still not well. Everybody's snotty. 3 of you.
I met 2 people today on the dogging who were snotty.
Snotty dogging.
Yeah,
that's
couldn't
messy.
kiss them.
That is really messy.
Me and my wet mouth, and then with a blocked nose.
Literally, mate, give me the retching.
All right.
I'm retching. All right, people, have a great day. See you soon.
In it. Word.
To you.
Your mother.